That's right. Welcome in, welcome back, folks, to a Notre Dame's nationally competitive window should be starting to open edition of the Always Irish Show. As always, thank you for being here. You can find the program on YouTube. Do it. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Appreciate it very much. Give the video a thumbs up. That helps Johnny Boy out as well. Notifications on that way you alerted every time a new episode drops. I know you don't want to miss it. Twitter. Search bar Always Irish Rat. Always Irish Inc. Emails alwaysirishnd@gmail.com. Audio only anywhere you want it. You can get it if you don't want to see my face. Call-in lines 312-988-15. You dial it up and tell Johnny all you've heard and seen. Instagram, Facebook, Always Irish Inc. USA Today Fighting Irish Wire. You read all about it. Patreon.com/Always Irish. Me and the former captain himself, Michael GOOLSBY, talking Notre Dame football behind a paywall. What could go wrong? All right. Let's get into this. Welcome in. Welcome back. I thank you for being here. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're having a good start to the new year. All that jazz. So we're in a weird part of the college football calendar. The season's over. Notre Dame season's done. Spring ball hasn't started yet. So we're in this little in-between winter pocket window where there ain't a lot going on. You know, there's recruiting and all this in it, but there's not like major things going on that distract you. So it allows you to take a breather and kind of think about things in Notre Dame land a little bit. You got some time here till the next football stuff starts in spring. Here's where my mind's heading. Notre Dame should be, and I believe is, starting to enter their competitive window under Marcus Freeman. And when I say competitive window, I mean competitive like getting in the playoff and being able to win a game, at least. Like that level of competitive. They should be getting there. Now, this window is not fully opened. This is just the beginning. Maybe a window's not even the best thing. Think of it like a door, and like inside is like great college football stuff. You're cracking that front door and you could like the light from inside shining through the crack. That's where Notre Dame's at. So I'm not letting anybody get me twisted over here being like, John, you said Notre Dame should win the championship. Slow your roll and process what I'm telling you. Whatever that winning window is for Freeman, we're not in the middle of it. We're not in the middle of it. It is not fully there. It's just starting. Things are just now. This is the very infancy stage of it. Things are rounding into form a little bit. So you got Freeman in year 3. Can't really say, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm new here. Give me a break. Not that he would say that, but people would say that. Year 3, you're starting to get away from that, I'm brand new here, just trying to keep my head above water thing. Staff, really, really pretty good, well-rounded staff. Great evaluators, hard workers on the recruiting trail. You upgraded some areas that were question marks. They're all Marcus's guys now. The roster's turning over to the plus side of talent. The schedule kind of lightens up a little bit overall. And on top of all that, you mix in the new CFP format. 2024 should be the beginning of Freeman's first true competitive window at Notre Dame. Things have come together about as good as you could ask him for as a Notre Dame fan the last few weeks. Signing day success. It would have been nice to add some guys. That's not Notre Dame's world. You kind of get the guys you're going to get that are Notre Dame guys. But not having anybody drop off on signing day, leave you at the altar, that tells me the staff did a damn good job. Tells me those players are good kids, committed kids. They have good support from their family and their coaches or their trainers or whoever. I love seeing that. Portal success after the immediate exodus, capped off with Leonard. The bowl game blowout, and then the cherry on top. The biggest thing that moved the needle to me is Mikey Denbrock. That's the biggest needle mover to me of all the stuff I just discussed. You took what I perceived to be your biggest structural question mark weakness and made it a strength and something I'm not worried about. I'm still worried about the offense overall and the wide receivers and how it's all going to come together. But what I'm not worried about anymore is just knowing we're going to have a professional operation. Again, don't get me twisted. I'm not saying Notre Dame's offense is going to be number one in the country like LSU and have a Heisman winner just because Mike Denbrock's back. I'm not saying that. I still have a lot of questions about how that offense is going to function and the passing game and all that. I got a lot of scar tissue here. But what I'm saying, I know I'm going to have a proper process. I know the game plan is going to be solid. I know that the guy in charge is going to be able to pivot when what we tried doesn't work. Like all of those baseline structural things with an offense, I don't have to worry about anymore. Mike Denbrock's resume tells me he's going to put us in a good position to go have success with those plans and pivots off of them when needed. So to me, man, that moved the needle a lot to me because that was my number one chief concern is the lack of whatever we don't have on offense going to be the anchor that weighs down all the other good things in the Freeman era that are going on. Not like, you want an example, not rewarding our elite defense with playoff games because the offense sucks. There's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. You got top 10 defense looking to be even better next year, but if the offense can never do enough in the biggest games, that defense, you're hanging them out to dry. You're doing them a disservice. And so I want to repeat, Notre Dame's not a finished product by any stretch of the imagination, and this episode isn't suggesting that they are. They're not a finished product. The head coach is not a finished product. The roster is not a finished product in terms of where I want it to be. But my point is, it's getting a lot closer, and you could see it and you could feel it. So as we get close and we enter this window, what could really accelerate things a lot here? To where I'm telling you, I feel like that door of being truly competitive, like it's cracking open and I can see the light in there we want to get to at the end of the hallway. What could really pour an accelerant and get that all going in a quicker velocity in that direction? I got two ideas. Number one, win a big game. I know it's a wild idea. But you need to go win like the game, that circle. Like you need to go win one of those for once. You do. I mean, you keep having these opportunities and not taking advantage. You win one of them, it changes a lot right away. Luckily for you, you have a chance to win a big game week one right out of the gate. Change the narrative, maintain momentum right out of the gate. You don't have to wait till week 5 in 24 like you did in 23 to get to Ohio State. Week 1, SEC road game. You want some smoke? You want some heat? SEC road game week 1 against some oil money talent. There's your opportunity. But you need to do something to change a narrative here at some point. And Ohio State was a big opportunity to do that last year, and you didn't do it. You even had a quasi weird opportunity to cripple Clemson. Even was a unique opportunity, and you couldn't do that either. You got to find a way to win one of these that moves the needle. You beat Texas A&M, it'll move the needle. Some people are going to, they're not that great. They just had a coaching change. That's not going to be that big of a win. It would be a huge win. I know how some of you are. You're going to downplay it already. It would be a huge win. Even if A&M isn't ranked super high, it's a SEC road game against like a big brand name that people know in the SEC, all that oil money, and the perception that Notre Dame doesn't belong. They're not on the level with the SEC. Every SEC team would kill Notre Dame. I'm sick of that narrative. I'm sick of that narrative. So even if you want to say, it isn't going to be that big a deal, A&M shouldn't be that good or whatever, shut this narrative down week 1. Mike Elko, I love you. Sweetheart of a guy. Win them all except for that one, bro. So number 1 is win that damn game to start the year. There's no way you can maintain any momentum or good feelings from anything that's happened or the spring or whatever if you lose week 1. You just can't do it. Win the game. Win the game. Number 2, I need some stars to emerge, baby. Like big-time stars. Whatever star you're thinking of, Audric Estime, I need a bigger star. I love Audric Estime. He should have been a bigger star than he was, but Notre Dame didn't feature him in the right way this year. What do you mean, John? He was the lead back. Give him the ball to end the game against Ohio State, and a lot could have been different. That could have been a Heisman-type moment. He only gained 11 yards and carried Ohio State down the field on first down. That could have been a moment to showcase him more. But whatever, I'm saying, Heisman level. I need a star. Not like a star to Notre Dame fans, a star. Heisman level quarterback. Or Cam Williams is the Rocket part 2 early, and he's returning punts and catching everything, and it's on the national radar. Or KVA being an absolute man-tie freak right out of the game. I need a couple stars to pour the accelerant on here and really get this thing cooking. Notre Dame's inching closer to where we want them to be. 24 is a great chance to move that needle. And the expectations will be playoff or bust. And in year 3 and in a 12-teamer, that's about right. So you better figure it out. One question I have, and nobody knows the answer to this question, is the balance between it being easier to make the playoff, the 12-teamer, but harder to win it once you're in it. And I got to wait and see how that plays out for Notre Dame and everybody else. My suspicion would be the teams with the best quarterbacks and the most depth are probably going to outlast in this playoff. If you got to play a month of extra games against top 12 teams to win a title, you're going to get beat up. Guys are going to get dinged, and it's going to be a grind. It is going to be a requirement that you have really good depth to do anything in this situation because of that grind. So all I'm saying is I'm excited because I really do feel like that window's starting to open. And with that comes an increase in expectations. And I'm ready for that. And I think Marcus is ready for that. This ship's starting to get righted, and it's time to start seeing it show on the field more. Let me know what you guys think.